there seems to be no bottom to the right-wing barrel when it comes to attacking people that disagree with you. Now, a great example of this is former Trump advisor Sebastian Gorka. No, I'm sorry, he was a former aide to President Donald Trump, and on his radio show decided that he would make a pretty crass joke about Greta Thunberg's body. Take a look.
If ever a kid, these are people who will defend Greta Thunberg, whatever her name. What is her name? Greta Thunberg?
Greta Thunberg.
They will lay their bodies down to defend
Thunder's eyes. Why are you objectifying Greta Thunberg's body? She's 17 years old, right? She's a minor. Look, I get you don't like her. That's fine, but seriously, she is a minor, and she seems to act way more mature than anybody who criticizes her. Look, they can't go after her in the science, apparently. So they decide they're going to make cracks about her body. Naturally, of course, a lot of people that are pretty angry about that. Parker Malloy says, she's 17-year-old. What in the actual F? Mark Jacob adds, the disgusting Sebastian Gorka follows the toxic Trump playbook, calling Greta Thunberg thunder thighs. These a-holes love to attack females, especially young ones. She just turned 17 4 days ago. Ricky Davila says, Nazi scumbag pervert. Wow. Sebastian Gorka went from calling teen climate activist Greta Thunberg thunder thighs to saying he welcomed Iran's attacks on our troops. So then, of course, we can hit them back, right? He also said, I'd love to see the slovenly sack of rancid meat in total ruin, but he blocked me, so I can't tell him that. Well, maybe Seb Gorka will watch this. Who knows, right? Trina DeFiery says Sebastian Gorka is an ugly mug. Greta's thigh size is irrelevant. My question is, why is he critiquing a minor's body? Is he some kind of pervert? And then she goes on about she goes on about said Gorka, but also says this, and I think this part is clever. It's clear that he's jealous of Greta's thunder. I like that. That was pretty good. Now, Gary Swergold says, thunder thighs, top Trump ally Sebastian Gorka mocks body of child activists. This guy is truly gross. Showercap says, super mentally healthy dude, that Gorka. Hey, Seb, stop sexualizing children, you pervy fascist. Damn. These are hardcore. You're with stupid now. Says Gorka is a garbage person. Also, her last name is pronounced Thunberg. So in addition to being logically nonsensical and gross, it also doesn't make sense in an alliterative way. That's a good point. And look, I've gotten her name wrong before. I've called her Thunberg. But Thunberg is correct. And so now here's the thing. How gross are these people, really, that criticize her? The ones who go after her looks and they call her mentally ill and then they call her a useful idiot and a puppet of George Soros, which of course is blind anti-Semitism. No, she's not any of that. No, all she's doing is trying to fight for her own future in her own way. The only way that she knows how. And that's by, of course, telling us, just listen to the scientists. Look at the established science, which has shown that the climate is changing and it is man-made. We are contributing to this. And unless we do a course correction immediately within the next 10 years, her generation is going to experience the worst kind of disaster. And so, look, I love how the right wing is like, oh my God, immigration is like the worst thing in the world. Well, what's going to happen when we have mass migrations? People fighting for the right to get into the United States because the rest of the world is, I don't know, I guess a lot of areas around the United States are either dry, super dry, unable to grow food, or underwater, like in some of the equatorial regions. And so what's going to happen when that happens, right? We're going to see massive migration, far more than we've seen before. Then what? And so that's one of the problems. And of course, we have issues here in the United States as well when it comes to climate change. And so what's going to happen when that happens? We already have water shortages and wildfires in California. And so by ignoring climate change, ignoring what the science is telling us, you're actually going to make it worse, not just for people like Greta Thunberg, but also yourselves and your own children and grandchildren. And so, I mean, but look, the thing is, this is what the right does. All they want to do is attack the messenger because maybe they're too scared to admit the truth. I understand fear is a bigger center in the right-wing brain. And I know I hate to go to that genetic stuff, but there have been, it's not really genetic, but there have been studies that show that the fear center in somebody's brain, the fear and disgust, well, that's what triggers conservatives the most. And so, look, maybe the fact that they're so afraid that climate change might be right makes them deny it even more. No, it can't possibly be true. No, we can't be destroying the planet. We can't be dooming our own species. Oh, no, that's stupid. But in reality, maybe they're really deeply afraid of it happening. And so they desperately cling to the fact that it might not be true, or the idea that it might not be true, that all must be some sort of hoax from the globalists, from George Soros and whatever to take your money. Again, another fear, right? Replacing one fear with another fear. And so I don't know what it is, but they're attacking the messengers and attacking the message and kind of dooming us all. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.